If it's in PoE 1, I just have a simple question for GGG. Why have you developed so many solutions in your first game, but why not in second game?
I think this is one of the biggest L's in PoE 2 right now.
Oh, can I wax? Wax on, fellas. Wax off. When you run temple, you wax on by gathering all the minions, and you wax off by casting spark and comment. Temple.
No, I meant like actually say something of value. Hi, Exiles. Welcome to another episode of Brothers in Exile. We are here finally to talk about some actual patch 0.5 news. Remember, we are two IRL brothers doing a weekly Path of Exile 2 podcast. Cast on comment. Everybody knows my reactions to these teasers. I may have made some delirious breakdown videos. What did you think about the first two trailers we got for Return of the Ancients?
Okay, so I got no idea.
Okay,
I got no idea actually.
You're like me.
Because here's the thing. The first trailer appears to be endgame, so that's really cool. The first teaser. The second one looks like to be the actual league mechanic. So let's dive into the first one. The first one. Okay. We got like this massive fortress that looks like the towers spawning out of this jagged black rock. And then we have in the middle like a super teeny tiny burning monolith where the Ash of Arbiter is.
Yeah.
And we got some statues we're looking at. And honestly, I had no idea what to think about it. I actually didn't even see the burning monolith before you pointed out to me. I had no idea it was that small on the entire screen. However, what's really interesting about that first teaser is that the main statue, the big statue rising out of the ground that is after the Arbiter of Ash, appears to be a girl, right? So like, is the pinnacle, is like the top pinnacle of mapping going to be a girl?
Wait, are you rage baiting right now? What are you doing?
No, the statue has like parts of a girl.
So what's wrong with the boss being a girl? Listen, what are you on right now?
Well, I'm just really curious, right? Because we have the Arbiter of Ash, and then we have like this like wyvern dude, and then we have this massive statue of a girl, right? So like, are we gonna get not one pinnacle, but all of the pinnacles, or two pinnacles? Like, is that the last pinnacle? Is that it? And also, like, we already got like Aziri last like league mechanic, so I'm really curious if like, who is this other person? Is this like is this like the Aziri before Aziri?
Okay, I see where you're going now. I thought you were going in a different direction. You thought maybe you were going to get the Nazgul pinnacle? I don't know. You were rage baiting me. Okay, I actually don't. I think that people are kind of onto something, that all these statues are essentially the Ancients. The Ancients are returning. I think we're going to get a set of bosses. I don't think we're going to get one. I think we'll get at least two brand new big pinnacles in the same vein of Arbiter. But I don't think we're going to get all of them right now, actually. I said in jest, 8 new pinnacles plus this one big main pinnacle. I think Grinding Gear Games are setting up an endgame story right now. A lot like what they did with Path of Exile 1 with War for the Atlas. They initially introduced the Shaper as a boss, then the Elder, and then you could fight the Elder and Shaper at the same time, and then they brought in Sirius with the Conquerors of the Atlas. Like, they're going to be expanding on this for years, and I think they understand this as well. They have a whole narrative team. They've recently expanded it out, so I think they've plotted out the beats for it, and they're setting the foundation. So I think we won't actually get that girl, as you're talking about, the big centerpiece one. But I think the story will build up to her, and we'll learn some more actual lore about the Ancients. I know a couple creators, like Halsey Kanish, she actually put out a lore video specifically about the Ancients. I kind of talked about the Ancients in mine, but they're very enigmatic. So I think this expansion is going to have the first real substantive lore about these guys, which is exciting for a lore enjoyer. But I don't think we're going to get her, but I think we'll get a couple pinnacles. I think you're right.
Okay, so this is not the girl update.
I don't think so. I don't think we'll get her.
We will eventually
we'll
have an update. That would be the girl update, where we have like the girl. Okay,
leading up. Cool. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do we have a name for this individual, or is this just like the first time we've seen the statue?
Oh, I think so. All the most of the other ones you can actually see in the excavation place with the murals, but her, I don't think you see her. She does kind of actually look like Atsiri though. If you kind of, if you
Yeah.
like Atziri, she almost looks Valish with her regalia,
Yeah.
but I can't recall seeing her elsewhere. We have no ancient names. Like
Didn't
there's a debate whether or not Sin is an ancient because he was in his youth when they were like fading basically from memory and everything. So yeah,
yeah.
it's really cloudy, the whole ancient
So
lore.
the ancients are like way older than the Val.
Yeah, yeah, they're older than the gods
Okay.
because yeah,
Yeah.
you haven't played PoE 1, but the
I
gods in
haven't known.
Rayclast are like humans that ascended. They absorbed a bunch of divinity. You got corruption
Mhm.
and you have divinity. Gods are
Yeah.
created with divinity and basically people worshiping them. Yeah, they were ascended humans essentially. So like Sin is a god, you know? Ancients
Okay,
not
so
gods.
the ancients are even like older than that, and they're not even, like maybe even not even human. They're like
Correct.
some other being,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I know like Path of Exile 1, the end game's a lot about like extraterrestrial
Yep.
creatures, extra dimensional creatures coming in to blow up Raycraft for some reason, because Raycraft is important for some reason. I
Yes.
don't really know the lore of Path of Exile 1, that's kind of like I've heard, right? But like, is the
The
ancients
Atlas.
like perhaps like these guys before the Atlas became a thing, are they like the first Atlas people? Are they like the first interdimensional
Well,
people?
no, I actually don't think so. So my big theory is Path of Exile 1 has a focus on extraplanar, extraterrestrial entities. I don't think it's extraplanar. It's not different planes. It's at literal different planets. I think that's the
Okay.
lore of PoE 1. You have the Maven, you have the Shaper, you have all these other creatures that live in a different universe essentially. And I think with
Yeah.
PoE 2, what they're doing is they're setting up a more I grounded. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's a more just personal story to Rayclast. So we're not going without Rayclast. You got to remember the Atlas. We're supposed to be traversing actual Rayclast. In PoE 1,
Yeah.
the Atlas is planar. You're traveling to dream worlds, right? But in PoE 2, you are supposed to be traveling to various points across the actual continent of Rayclast. So I think we're going to get a far more personal story to the world, to the continent, and focus on that instead of, oh no, this alien has come to take us over and farm the Atlas and the like.
So we're in a very so your predictions we're in a very personal end
Yeah,
game, like just like Ray
to the
class
world. Yeah.
relationship therapy pretty
No,
much,
we'll
and
be
then we have
digging.
Zesh,
We'll be
and then we have
digging.
Zesh over
Well,
here.
Zesh is different. Zesh is extra planar,
and
but
then we have Zesh being like, "I am from the outer
I think
places.
the
I will
core
come and
story
visit you."
is going
Okay.
to be, yeah, it's going to be focused on the history of the world, and that's something.
Okay.
The ancient history of the world has always been very enigmatic. There's like Kalandra. Kalandra is
Hmm.
supposedly one of the oldest beings. Is she an ancient? Is she not an ancient? In PoE 1, she just seems to be a bird-like creature. What the heck is that? Nobody knows. Maybe we'll learn more about Kalandra.
Okay.
There's so much
All right.
mystery when it comes to these early days. And actually, like the ancients, I believe if I remember correctly, they kind of faded when the winter of the world happened, which I believe is the first time when the Abyssals invaded Rayclast. So they're all in a way like kind of interconnected. So maybe they were
Yeah.
planning this with Rise of the Abyssals because remember, 0.4 was supposed to be the big endgame patch right after Rise of the Abyssals. They pushed it. So it all could be interconnected. But I could talk about this for literally hours. Did you have any thoughts
Cool.
about teaser 2 or did you want to dig deeper into
Of
PoE?
course, right?
Oh, okay.
So teaser two, just want to say this right now, kind of blows your like ancient thing out of the water because like I'm gonna be honest, that last creature we see of like our character talking about being like, oh, I've trained years for something, 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 and he looks up and there's like this like, I remember like one half a second of it, but it looks like some sort of like crab squid like
Fighter?
ish creature with like a blue orb,
Yeah.
right? So like maybe some sort of construct,
Yeah.
but to me that looks kind of like extraterrestrial. That kind of looks like extra planar, honestly.
I totally disagree.
Okay,
No,
all
no, no,
right,
no. Okay. Yeah,
all
see,
right.
you don't know the PoE. So it seems that long
You don't know
before.
the
I'm
PoE one
sorry.
lore. You
No,
must play
it's
the first game before you can enjoy the second.
no. I think I have a greater breadth of
Yeah,
knowledge. So
oh,
it
100%.
seems
I agree
that
with that.
before the current generation of people in Rayclass, and even like the Val, they were obviously technologically superior, even though they lived hundreds,
Yeah,
maybe thousands of years ago, right?
yeah.
Before the Val, it seems like there were other people, maybe the ancients, were
Hmm.
also far technologically superior. In Path of Exile 1, there are like sentinels, which are basically constructs buried deep beneath the earth. The Kalgurans obviously have some pretty good technology. They use runes and the like, and the light of the stars. This kind of gives, I think, Expedition vibes. Personally, it could also even do with the new end game. It could be an ancient construct. I agree with you that it's like, it's a construct. It's definitely that. But what is it? I have no like. I have a semblance of an idea. I think it's hinting at a revamp to Expedition. I think my big theory that I laid out in a recent video is that every core league is going to get substantial content added to it, or it's going to be revamped. So like Breach, I think they'll get a couple bosses, some new rewards, and it'll get some extra love from Path of Exile 1 Breach. I think like Expedition, it could honestly be revamped. It's kind of boring for a league mechanic. Very good in PoE 1. PoE 2, I don't know if it fits.
Okay. Interesting. One more thought on both these videos. Okay. What's with the terrain? The terrain is like black, jagged rocks. We haven't really seen that in Path of Exile 2 from what I remember. I'm not seeing like any like black volcanic, not like volcanic, just like darkstone, jagged darkstone everywhere. And that's the terrain we see in both trailers. Is that like Act 5, Act 6 terrain? Or is this a brand new terrain that we're being introduced to? And does that lead to perhaps another out of map league mechanic?
Well, you're encroaching on maybe one of your bingo predictions for 0.5.
We will,
but
we'll
Act 5, I think, is a massive cope. I don't think. I mean, I understand that they outwardly stated last week that this will be one of their largest Path of Exile updates of all time, and for the people saying Kelly said it's going to be the biggest ever, she did not say that. She said one of the biggest. Okay, stop putting words in her mouth.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
And in Path of Exile 1, they've had updates where they literally like added 5 or 6 acts. 5 acts. No, they added 5 acts to the game. We've had in Path of Exile 2 like 0.3 where we had Return of the Abyssal. We had Act 4. We've had classes added. So I do feel like this has to be a very meaty patch, but I feel like Act 5 is going to be saved for Exile Con and 1.0. I you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, dude, you actually might have just convinced me. I actually haven't thought about this because I pushed the cope out of my mind. But Jonathan has said so many times how he wants to have like Act 5 at least tested by the player base before they push 1.0. But Act 6 they think they could hold because it's shorter and it's very different from all the other acts. If December is 1.0 and they don't have another patch between now and then, which honestly I think is the case and lots of people are predicting, maybe they do want to drop Act 5 into the game, dude. Oh no.
Hold on, I have a question. I got a question for the lore master of these two people. Yeah. Okay, all right. Oriath is Act 5, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
What does Oriath look like right now?
Great question.
Because as far as I understand, it's like destroyed.
Yeah, it's an island, so it's an archipelago, and it in PoE 1 when we go there, we're in the city of Theopolis, so we're not actually in the wilderness of Oriath at all. So we've never actually seen any place outside of Theopolis on Oriath. So it's very possible that we are seeing the shores of
the Black Rocks.
Oriath. Yeah, the Black Rocks. And that maybe this giant arachnid construct is a creation of the Twilight Order that meets us on the shores or something?
I would think this was like part of the new league mechanic they're going to introduce.
Oh, okay. You think so?
Right? That's my thought. Because like the guy talking about it, who's that guy? Is he a new class or is he the league mechanic NPC?
I think that they were hinting at a new class with him, but I don't think he is a new class. I think he's an NPC, but he had like the dagger on his belt. I think the dagger was like
you think it's Rogue. Okay.
I think it's Shadow. Okay. Yeah, because it was so plainly like right there. Either they did it intentionally or GG. Either they did it intentionally and the Shadow is releasing, or they did it intentionally and the Shadow's not releasing and they just wanted to create a whole bunch of hubbub. because
Okay.
they think through this
Okay.
stuff, especially like they have Kelly now. She's messing with the community. She's throwing out all these gifs and little notes, and she posted a picture of a spider appearing out of nowhere the other day. And what's in the teaser yesterday? A big spider, right? Like, she knows what she's doing. So I think it's a
Okay.
shadow. Do you
Okay.
think it's a new class? Because I think it's an NPC, but I
Oh,
think it was hinting at a new class coming.
what have they been working on for the past like 5 months? Because by the time 0.4 came out, Endgame wasn't done, but from our understanding was it was mostly there. Maybe some polish, maybe some additional things. It wasn't right for 0.4, but for 0.5, like they've had like 4 months probably of like not Endgame focused content they could be developing upon, right? So like I would expect it has to be an act or a class or both. How hard are these other classes? Like how difficult is Shadow compared to Druid?
Well, I don't know, because it's pretty funny. I've had a lot of talk about meaningful combat and why PoE 2 is made. I watched a whole bunch of older interviews, and when asked about it, especially by people who weren't in the PoE 2 scene or the PoE 1 scene, like Josh Strife Hayes,
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan is asked, why make PoE 2 when you have PoE 1? And his response on a lot of these interviews is like, to fix melee combat. And I think it's just hilarious that Shadow, Duelist, Templar, Marauder, these 4 classes, they are the most melee of melee classes. I think they might be. I know they said Druid was hard because the animations. I think the other classes might be a little tricky because they really want to get the balance right. It's obvious that people were in an uproar about like maces and still are, right?
Yeah,
I
100%.
think they are. I think they're finicking a lot behind the scenes. This is total speculation, though. I have no insight, but I agree. I think there's a new class, and I think Endgame is. I think they worked on Endgame up until now. I think because that's something that you can infinitely polish or add stuff to, right? And then Act 5, I've heard from devs, I won't say any dev name, but I've heard that they're like 90% done with Act 5 over a year ago. So it could drop in, or they could have thrown a lot of it away, right? I don't know. But
all right. We've said a lot of spicy stuff, but I think some of the stuff we've been talking about is going to end up on the bingo card.
True.
So I'm going to end the conversation about these 2 videos because I think any more speculation is just going to be predictions, and that should only be on bingo.
Okay. Well, let's not do predictions. Let's lay out some cold hard facts, because before we get into our Brothers in Exile 0.5 bingo card, which, by the way, depending on if we get horizontal or vertical bingo, we're either going to do something, negative for each other. Leave a comment below about what you think we should do if we do get bingos. I really appreciate it, guys. I want to hear your take on the delay drama. And it's going to be a short segment, guys. If you don't want to hear about delays, timestamps are below. What do you think? What do you think about it?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I'm in a very privileged position of being just a normal person, kind of, and then playing other games and other things to do. But like, it's early access, guys. Of course, there was gonna be delays. I mean, there was a delay in almost every single patch besides for 0.2, right?
Okay.
Right?
Actually, yeah.
Right? I mean, like, to be like completely like lawyer speak, they never said a day. They just said you'll hear something by the end of April. And hopefully, and they said also early May, which I will admit this is no longer early May, right? But I'm going to be honest. I'd rather have them cook and keep cooking instead of deliver something that's a little more like half bake out to us, Obviously, they're hyping this patch up. They've put a lot of effort into this patch, put a lot of thought in this patch. And they've probably been working on this patch, right, for more than half a year, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of the content that was aimed for 0.4 has been pushed back into 0.5, and now they delayed it again. So I'm really hoping we're going to get some awesome changes that most people will be happy with. Not everyone's be happy with all the changes, of course. You can't please everyone. But I'm going to be honest, the delay's fine. And honestly, to me, this is no delay.
Well, aren't you a positive little bubble? I think I need to pop. I think I need to pop you right now.
Okay. Yeah. Come on.
Devil's advocate. Devil's advocate. Just briefly here. Okay. They said publicly. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
we're going to commit to locking dates, not content. You can reliably expect us to release content every 4 months flat. We're going to hit that month, that 4 month. Okay. And they didn't hit that for, I believe, 0.3 and then 0.5. And it's a little murky with 0.4, right? But I think the big problem that people have is that they keep doing this. Do you think that a gaming company should be beholden to the statements that their developers make on podcasts and interviews kind of off the cuff and not in an official capacity? Because you're right. On their
what a managerial question to ask here, right? Because
somebody that, you know, I'm friends with and you've watched the content of brought up an interesting example of, all right, so your employee keeps coming to you and work isn't done, his work isn't done. What do you do with the employee? Do you berate him, or you just kind of say, I'll let him cook? Because I know what I'd do. I've been in this situation before. What would you do?
Oh, man. That's difficult, right? Because what could happen here? This is a game, right?
Right.
You're going to design a system, right? Implement the system. You think the system's going to be great, but when the system's actually in the game, you then have to go through playing the system. And the issue is that a lot of things on paper that sound great don't flow well once you implement the system itself into a game, right? Being from a more technical background, typically doesn't happen with like, you know, pipelines, with other like software stuff that's like more of like feature focused or delivery focused, right? But in a game itself, it's a lot of it is to do with feeling, right? What does the gamer feel? What does the player feel this interest? Yeah, it's about vibe creation, right? These systems that do things, their entire purpose is to go ahead and to make the player feel a certain way, feel rewarded, feel proud, feel like they've taken the correct risk to get a cool item, right? And a lot of those feelings you can't define in requirements. You have to basically make the system, play the system, and then go back and feed upon the system, right? This is, you know what, a little bit of example of this being agile, right? You want to develop a system, put it out there, get customer feedback, and come back and validate it, right? It's the validation V, honestly, right? So I think, that person is correct. What do you do? Do you berate the employee, or like, it's fine? The issue is that a lot of video game requirements in my head are a lot like, we want the player to feel X, right? And now this developer and this technical league and perhaps the designer have designed a system that perhaps they thought made the player feel X, but they go ahead and play that game or play that system, and now they've discovered during the internal beta testing, we don't feel X, we feel Y, and Y is terrible. I want X, right? And then do minor adjustments from here and there. It's just part of the video game design. Now, I think the core part of this argument is that we're in beta, right? We're okay. We're supposedly in beta, all right?
Why we have loot boxes?
0.1. 0.1.
Why do we have an MTX store?
Because that's those are all great questions, right?
Why are patches releasing every 6 months and not every couple weeks?
Because 0.1. Everything boils down to the community's reaction of 0.1, right? This was supposed to be a beta. We were supposed to get massive changes rapidly so they can iterate and test with an open beta. The issue is the beta became too big, and expectations from the player base were set upon the developers. And unfortunately, the communication of the purpose of this beta was not properly communicated. The purpose was not communicated to the player base, right? So what happened was 0.1 was an actual beta, and then we've turned this beta into a full release game, treating it like a full release game, as to not upset the player base, right? Yeah. And then now you have it being treated as, here are supporter packs, here's a microtransaction shop, here's like all the things you would buy as if it was a real game, right? Because like 0.1 is going to be awesome. 0.1, I'm expecting all the acts. I'm expecting most of the classes. Yeah, 1.0. I'm so sorry. Yeah, 1.0, all the acts, most of the classes. I'm excited for it, right? But to be honest, for me as a player, Path of Exile 2 has already released.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm treating it like a full game too.
Right?
Honestly.
So
Yeah.
it all boils down to that. So
yeah. I get it. You know, and I feel like with that analogy that a couple people have used, I think it's fair in a way, but like in the position of someone who oversees a team and you know, tries to hold them all accountable, I've been in situations where it's you fire the employee, or you know, not berate the employee, but you know, there has to be punishments, you know, and you got to be really, really critical. Like if an employee is obviously not caring about their work, they're showing up late consistently, they're not answering their Slack messages, their phone, and you're really making an effort, but they're not making an effort. I would get that. And that's kind of where people are saying, well, that's the silence from GGG. They aren't telling us, you know, soon enough. I feel like they do make an effort, and I think that the effort's going to be even larger now that Kelly is kind of involved and she seems to be poking fun at the community. I think she's gonna be in that more public facing role, which is something that has been absent a little bit since the loss of Bex a really long time ago. So I'm pretty hopeful for the future, but I honestly feel like they are doing the best they can do. It's not like they're sitting there just wagging their fingers, just, you know, twiddling their thumbs, not doing anything this whole time. They are working in exactly what you said. They are trying stuff fails, and they have to redo the work to ship it. And they're shipping it every 4 to 6 months now. And I think they're still finding their footing and struggling a little bit because they're juggling 2 big ARPGs. I always talk about how my company runs a site, and we struggle to ship development updates to it consistently. And we're a team of like 50 people with one site. Like, it's just a Herculean task that's going on here. And I just wish everybody would give grace and not get so pissed and like outraged about all this. Like, it's a game. It's chill. You know, let's be happy we have this sick game to play. And I know that'll get people pissed off. I like to plan around it too a little bit, guys. We do have the dates about a month in advance, though. You know, well, we do have the reveal actually coming up on May 7th. Isn't that right, Cast on Comment?
Yes, I am so excited for that. I'm very fortunate where I could watch this reveal with some coworkers because they also play Path of Exile. Very
really?
fortunate that. Yeah, very fortunate.
You guys gonna put it like on the big screen?
100%. I'm bringing popcorn.
Oh man. Well, hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. I feel like it's going to be quite the long one. They've called this patch massive, or sorry, pretty huge. One of the largest of all time. You know, they're really hyping it up. It's had this build up to it, and it's also going to have the reveal and then 3 weeks until it actually comes out. But for that reveal, we thought it would be fun to make a Brothers in Exile bingo card together. So we're going to hop back and forth, left to right, down, right to left, with each of our predictions. Fill out this bingo card for 0.5. And if we get a horizontal bingo, you guys in the comments can decide something that I have to do. And if we get a vertical bingo, you can decide in the comments what Cast on Comment has to do. And if we get a diagonal, we got to do both the most upvoted things. But make sure they're Path of Exile 2 related, please. And thank you. And remember, oh, that's not the right one. And remember, make sure you remember that we are going to ExileCon together now. Hopefully we got our passports to grinding your games fast enough. But
yes, I'm hoping. I'm hoping so bad.
That's my early birthday present to my brother. So, you know. All right. Go for it. Go for it. What?
I'm just, as a very technical person in my like day job, I am just so ecstatic to talk to these. If I get the chance, if I get the opportunity, if I get the blessing to talk to these developers, because I am just so interested in what they've done here. It's crazy, right? I mean, like, how many times you get to talk to like very successful developers who've made this awesome game. I'm stoked if I get the opportunity. If I got the opportunity.
Cast on glaze. My goodness gracious.
Listen, I will glaze developers. All right, all day, all along. All right, if you're a developer and need glazing, let me know. Send me your GitHub link. I'll look at your projects. I'll glaze you.
Okay, all right. And with that, We're going to get to our first bingo prediction for 0.5. We're going to start with Cast on Comet. What would you like to add to our joined bingo board, upper left-hand corner?
Oh man, I'm gonna put down, I think, a pretty easy one. There will be a new pinnacle after Arbiter of Ash.
New pinnacle after Arbiter. We're learning that I cannot type. This is good. Okay, I think that you're... Oh, I went to the wrong view again. My goodness gracious. I think that you're bang on. They have to add at least one new pinnacle. I'd even, could raise it. Let's not raise it to 2.
No, let's not.
I think there will be one more pinnacle. And the sad thing is, somebody will probably instantly delete it, and the first person who gets there isn't even going to see any mechanics, and that's kind of depressing.
100%. Yeah. Do we have the time? Okay, wait, no, it's not in PoE reveal. But do we have the timers of like when Geonor is first killed? I know in Path of Exile 1 they have this, but I have not seen this in PoE 2. Like,
names and lights.
Like when Act 1 is down, right? Yeah. So when someone killed the Siren, their name gets posted in 10 minutes.
I don't think so. I don't think we have that.
That's crazy. That's such a cool thing.
Yeah, I think that should be added to PoE 2. It's one of the coolest things in PoE 1 when you're on League launch and you have that communal feeling and seeing someone way ahead of you. It's just like a cool feeling.
It feels a little bad too. You're like, oh man, I just met my character. I got past the first area, and they're like, Act 1 cleared.
Yeah.
All right.
One day it'll be added. Just like my next prediction, I'm going to add my prediction. My prediction, we have some suggestions here. This is a new bingo card maker. It was specifically for Path of Exile, but I'm not taking any of their suggestions right now. My first prediction is there will be an Atlas search function added.
Oh!
Thoughts?
That should have been in the game. Where was it? I mean, come on, please. I need this. I don't know what map was attempted or not anymore. I'm lost.
Even if it's turned into a finite atlas, which I think the chances of that are slim, there should still be a search function, so you can search for specific stuff on the atlas. So
yeah,
I think that's base, 100%.
Okay. That should be there. Okay. I think I have my next one.
All right. And what is it?
This is very interesting.
Oh.
Flat damage to spells. So
wait, what?
The idea here is that there is a source of flat damage we can add to spells. Right?
Okay.
So for Reigns, you have flat damage to your attacks.
Right.
As far as I understand, there is no source of flat damage besides for spell level 2 spells.
Okay.
Which makes spell level one of the best things you can do because the flat damage scales exponentially as you get higher and higher levels. I only see a % increase in cold damage, % increase in fire damage and whatnot, but there's not another source to add flat damage to our spells. And because of the inability to add flat damage to spells, spell level has become massively insane to do damage. You need it to do damage.
Right. Even compared, skill level is good on non-spells, but you're saying spell level is just out and away, just superior. 100%.
We only have access to one part of the equation, right?
And can people correct me in the comments? I'm pretty sure that you can add flat damage to spells in Path of Exile 1. If you can't, I mean, please.
Can you?
I think you can. I think it's on weapons. It's not on the tree or anything, but I'm pretty sure it's on staves and wands. If I'm wrong, please just crucify me in the comments. But I think I'm correct. I understand what you're saying there. That would be interesting. So, I wonder if it is in PoE 1, why it's not in PoE 2.
If it's in PoE 1, I just have a simple question for GGG. Why have you developed so many solutions in your first game, but not in second game?
Well, I can answer that. It's because they want to re-experiment with stuff. They implemented certain systems in one way in PoE 1, and it's hard to go back on that. Yeah. And in PoE 2, they see it as a fresh start. It's kind of like what?
Mm-hmm. You should just see my character's gear. It's where can I get spell level? Well, yeah. Oh, I can get it there. Who cares about what my helmet is? +4 skill level. My amulet +3 spell level. My staff +7 spell level. It's just like wherever I can find it, I'm gonna get it. Hopefully.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. All right, I'll add my next one.
All right, let's go.
Here it is. It's going to be.
Where is it?
Keepers.
Mm-hmm.
In PoE 2 Breach Edition. Okay.
What's the Keepers Edition? What is Keepers
so
in
PoE 1? There was just recently a league called Keepers of the Flame. It revamped Breach and Path of Exile 1. It revamped the way the hand encounters work. So there's 2 varieties, one with a boss, one with rares. It's still the general, like, you know, the hand extends, mobs, blah, blah, blah. Then there are these defense events called Hive Fortresses. And then there's hives that you can enter and invade. It basically revamped Breach. It also added something called the Genesis Tree, which is it's a crafting system where you feed the tree and it poops out items. So they made Breach way more deep in PoE 1. I don't think it was 3.26. I don't think they had 3.27. Oh, my mind is jumbled. It's very late right now. I think that they didn't have enough time to implement it in PoE 2, but with this extended delay for the end game revamp, I think that Keepers is going to be implemented in a way in Path of Exile 2, and Breach is going to get reworked and have some new pinnacle bosses. So I think
that would be so cool. Where is it?
Right. Well,
give me
May 7th.
Give me the ability. And if that happens to Breach, what happens to Ritual? What happens to Expedition? Right. What happens to Delirium? Like, I want to experience these league mechanics in more complex ways.
Me too.
We can do this with Abyss. We can do this with Temple.
Yep.
Do it for the first 4. Right? The first 4.
I think that'll be a bulk of the content. I think we're going to get, you know, the core story, and then we're going to see all these leagues get not even a facelift, a whole body enhancement. Yeah, that's happening.
Okay.
All right. What's your next prediction?
I think I have kind of a give me.
Oh.
Maybe.
Wow.
I hope it's a give me. If it's not a give me, I got questions.
Okay.
Towers are just inherit the Grand Project property. So towers will allow you to skip maps.
I totally don't think this is going to happen.
Towers and Grand Project.
I don't think this is going to happen. I mean,
oh my gosh,
this is a dead corner, dude. This is a dead corner. There's no way that they're not going to give Towers Grand Project.
I mean, like, what?
No.
Make Tower. Okay, how else can make? Okay. Your next box. Better be a buff for 2 towers.
No,
because
towers. That like removes the point of the Infinite Atlas. You're skipping maps. It should be a rarity. Grand Project should be rarer. Yeah.
Do you know what people do in Endgame?
Yeah, they
skip maps.
Yeah, I know.
They skip maps everywhere. Everyone skips maps.
You know what? Actually, here you go. Grand Project should probably be removed from the game.
Is that your box? Is that your box?
No, I'm just gonna
put that as a box.
It incentivizes.
Double down. Put that in a box.
It goes against the spirit of what they're trying to do with the Infinite Atlas, and if it becomes the meta gameplay method that everybody is using, it's BS.
Try. If you truly believe that, you'll put it in a box.
Oh, why would I do? I can't. It's the next box, and it would completely. You wouldn't be able to get an up and down because there's Towers Grand Project and the Remove Grand Project.
Wait, no. Oh, you're doing Snake. You're not doing like
Nikki Snake.
Doing Snake. Okay,
Speaking of Snake. Speaking of Snake, there we go. Here's mine.
Oh no.
Temple. 4. I mean, this one's almost a give me.
Okay.
I can't believe you think that the Towers Grand Project is a give me.
That's lame.
That's not
we
lame.
all know Temple's going core.
Huh?
What to Temple changes?
We don't know Temple's going core.
I mean, like, okay.
We don't.
Yeah, we don't know Temple's going core.
We don't.
Okay.
We don't.
But, like, if we make more predictions on Temple, like Temple nerf room size, Temple nerf loot drop, then it automatically assumes that Temple's going core. Right.
Which is why I'm not doing that, because I don't know if it's going core. It might not go core, bro.
Okay. All right. That's crazy. Okay. Interesting.
I'm playing it safe, you know.
All right. Well, you're playing it safe for the I mean, that's a dead column anyways. So, like, according to you, so that vertical, I'm fine, right? Because I'm vertical, you're horizontal, and then we're both diagonal. We're great. I'm good.
Towers are not that's good. Project, bro. I stand by what I said. I know I'm gonna get torched, but I'm for real, guys. My brother is proving like people just skip maps in endgame in a game and an endgame that's supposed to be about maps. I just you know where it should be used when you want to jump across like a waterway or if where the map doesn't connect, not just general gameplay. Okay.
Ooh, okay,
right.
okay. I see what you're saying. Listen, if they overhaul the Atlas to where every map is cool and every map has got some cool stuff to it, we know what the and we know what the cool stuff is. Right. Stop hiding random modifiers on us. G. Okay, thanks. Okay. Anyways, then I see grand projects not required. However, it's my turn. It's my turn. Okay. And I'm going to say something that I'm upset about because I don't believe in this.
Okay.
But I think it's going to happen because it has the spotlight. It has a spotlight on so many things, and people are mad about it. Okay? No, not the I'm ready.
Oh, wow. I thought that was it. Okay, what is it?
Wow. Oh. Comet gets the triple tap.
Wait, Comet or Cast On? Crit.
I think...
Why Comet?
Listen,
the problem isn't Comet, though, right?
I mean, I agree, right? Comet has no cooldown, which why people were like, "Oh, it's so strong," right? Yeah. I think Comet is perfectly fine, but for some lingering reason, I feel like Comet will get hit. But we won't find this out in the teaser trailer in the May 9th, right?
We might get the patch notes after, but
they're not giving us the patch notes.
Well, they might give us the patch notes, but they'll be heavily altered after the fact, probably. Because they have 3 weeks to work.
Okay. Let me retract this because it's much more a patch notes thing.
Okay.
And I don't want to do patch notes things. I want to try to avoid patch notes because we may not get the patch notes until the 3rd week, right? Until like about to drop, right?
Yeah.
So let's just stop that.
Okay.
And let's just say this.
I mean, they probably can't talk about Cast On, like if there's some big nerfs.
Okay.
I just think.
I think we're going to have a new league mechanic.
Okay. Thanks.
That is out of map.
Why would we do that? That is the dumbest thing ever. There's not going to be an out of map league mechanic. What are you talking about? What do you mean, like fully out of map? Or are you talking about like Abyss is technically you have out of map?
Abyss is out of map. Abyss is out of map, right?
What do you mean? No, it's not.
In map and out of map, and the Val Temple is in a map and out of map.
Val Temple is in out of map, I'd say.
Okay.
Abyss is in map. But you think there's going to be another out-of-map league mechanic after we just had Val Temple? I mean, another dead bingo spot.
Another. You're
going to go for the almost 100% dead on the diagonal? I mean, this diagonal is like, it's mega dead right now.
Listen. Do you want to change it? We can change. Oh, okay. Good. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Grand project removed from game.
No.
Send it. Where is it? Where is that? Okay.
Here.
No. What is this? Patch notes, May 7th.
I think we're going to get the patch notes on May 7th, and I think people are going to be outraged because GGG are going to work up until the last day, and the patch notes are going to be changed drastically from May 7th to 29th. Oh, yeah, they do that with the 1 week delay.
Oh my gosh.
They edit the patch notes, they buff stuff, they nerf stuff, they add new stuff, right? I think that's pretty likely. I mean, I feel like that it kind of sucks though.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion, but I have a very unpopular opinion where I do go in blind. I don't use build. I did for PoE 1 last league and it was so boring. For PoE 2 every league, I've gone in blind, no build guides, no like POBing, just going in, testing stuff in game. Sometimes I crash out after a couple days and then return and play more than ever. But I think that getting the patch notes 3 weeks in advance is going to allow people to just cook up crazy stuff and basically solve the game before it comes out, or get pissed because stuff is going to be nerfed or changed. Right. I love the mystery. I love the mystery, even though, I can just choose not to follow build guides. I'm going to try Hardcore Solo Self-Found. So I was going to say like, it affects trade, but I'm going to try Hardcore Solo Self-Found so it doesn't affect me. I'll enjoy the mystery when I hop in game.
Okay.
All right. What's your next one?
All right. Okay, I think this is pretty out there. Atlas skill tree deleted.
What do you mean deleted?
So, I think that the function of the Atlas skill tree will still exist in some sort of mechanic, but will not be a skill tree.
There's no way. This you were like full of. There's no way that's happening.
Listen. Mark said that the new way to do the Atlas will be nothing as we've seen before.
No, he
And
said
I've
out
seen
of this
skill
universe.
trees.
In a whole different universe.
Skill trees are super in this universe. Have you seen Path of Exile? We got the passive skill tree, we got the League Mechanics skill tree, we got the Atlas skill tree, and then you just mentioned another skill tree in PoE 1? Fuck. There's another skill tree? Beyond this too?
I think he said the new skill tree will be out of this universe.
Class too.
I think he said the new skill tree will be out of this universe.
Is that the quote?
Okay,
quote?
Can you give me one example of what you mean by no Atlas tree, but the functionality will be in something?
Okay.
Give me an example.
Maybe, I mean, like, I threw this in the last video.
Oh, boy.
You're assembling parts of, like,
skill tree.
No, not a skill tree, because you're not traversing those nodes, you're not collecting nodes, you're not allocating points. More of like you have like this empty like crest or socket, and you add things to this item, and each thing you add will give you like additional modifiers, and those items can be like normal, magic, rare, and they can have additional modifiers on them, and that's gonna be another entire system they can trade on. So like maybe on trade I want to focus on like Abyss or whatnot, so I'm gonna look for these items that a buff of this, and I want to buy them and then add them to my replacement of what the Atlas skill tree would do. It is a completely insane guess. I think this is like a 10% chance of happening. But skill tree obliteration. Okay?
Fair. I gotta say it so people don't remind us in the comments. What system does that sound like from Path of Exile 1? Does it sound like Cast on Comet just designed something that the devs put in a league that started with P that wasn't a real Path of Exile 1 league? Let me know in the comments below.
Oh my god. Did I redesign the most hated system?
Well, some people liked it. Other people didn't.
Some people.
Okay.
All right, I'll hide in the corner.
I am going to put in this right here. 5 new ascend. Nope, we're gonna do 3. Nope, we're gonna do 4.
What?
New ascendancies. All right.
Okay.
I think because this shouldn't hinge on the fact that we get a new class. We're gonna get Arcane Archer. We're gonna get the Wild Speaker. We're gonna get the 3rd ascendancy for the Druid, and I believe there's one more. What is that? Huntress. No. Range.
Wild Speaker is Huntress.
Oh, Monk. The whatever the 4th monk.
Martial artist.
Maybe it's martial artist. 4 new ascendancies at least. I feel like we got to get some new ascendancies. We got Disciple of Varashta last league, and we got the 2 Druid ascendancies, Shaman and the Oracle. So yeah, that's pretty. I think that's pretty safe.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what you're doing such safe bets here. What is this?
Oh, I'm not.
This is like mega bingo, right? We're trying to go ahead and be like insane guesses that have a 10% chance of winning, all right?
Nah, not me. Not me. I like to play it safe.
Play it safe, try.
Yep. Yeah,
right.
I like playing it safe.
Play it safe. Play it safe. Play it safe, brother.
All
right. New class.
Oh, wait. You're not even going to say which class?
Okay. I mean, like, do you want to add all the classes on there?
No, new class? Just a new class.
I mean, like, okay, you know what? Scratch that.
Oh.
New class? Scratch that.
Okay.
2 new classes.
2 new classes. Oh my goodness.
Go.
He's going for
classes.
The 10% chance. Can you wax poetic while I let my cat in this room, please?
Oh, can I wax? Wax on, fellas. Wax off. When you run temple, you wax on by gathering all the minions, and you wax off by casting spark and comet, and everything dies. Wax on.
Oh my
wax
goodness.
Off temple.
No, I meant like actually say something of value.
I was explaining temple. You gather all the minions and you wax on. What? That's the wax on.
No, you're supposed to talk about your prediction.
Oh, predictions. Okay, you said wax on, and I'm like Karate Kid?
Oh,
how we do Karate Kid here? Well, Temple's kind of karate-ish, you know?
Oh.
You can take that part out.
No, everything's staying in. I'm not. That's it. No. You get what you deserve.
Viewers drop.
Oh, yeah.
Listeners who can't get the phone, unplug the phone.
They're just skipping a couple seconds ahead. It's totally fine. I'll look at the
okay,
retention stats. Okay, so 2 new classes. What are most likely in your eyes if they're 2 new classes?
Rogue and Duelist. Shadow
Okay,
and Duelist.
Shadow and Duelist. Okay.
Templar, no way it's Templar. No way it's Templar. Please
so
don't be Templar. We just got the strength and intelligence. Please, no more Templar. You know what'd be crazy? All of them.
3 classes. Well, somebody
All
did
classes.
say that Kelly tweeted out a picture of 3 birds, and she said, "Congratulations, Try," on my announcement that we're having a 3rd girl. So 3 birds. Congratulations, Try. Try is 3 in Latin. 3 girls, 3 classes, Duelist, Templar, and Shadow confirmed. So there's that. It's pretty cool.
We got the Illuminati conspiracy theorist over here. 3!
No,
right.
I'll just keep 2 in there. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. My next prediction will be... Oh, man. This is tough. This is tough here. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe act bosses made harder. All right. I've been complaining about it. I think they're a joke now. I feel like they should buff some of the act bosses. I really do. I think if you get to them at level, they're kind of a joke in a lot of senses. You know, you should be dying to them, especially if you're a new player. So people saying, "Oh, new players die to them, get frustrated." Well, you're supposed to. It's kind of supposed to be that sort of game. And I would love it if veteran players also died to them too, especially if veteran players are kind of skipping stuff. They're getting to them a little under leveled, right? Right now, they're kind of just jokes. So
I introduced a coworker to Path of Exile 2. I did my due diligence. I introduced him to a great game with no gambling addictions whatsoever. And he cleared Act 1 boss in 1 try, 1 attempt, no deaths. First time playing Path of Exile.
Pressing.
That is bad, right? Good player on his part, right? He's a smart dude, awesome guy, and he was able to do something really crazy that I thought he would have died on. But I feel like I would have hoped that Act 1 would have made more of a difficult fight. Because I think when I asked the guy, I'm like, "Oh, it was a pretty hard fight, right?" And he was like, "Not really." No, not really.
That's so sad.
And that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, I've heard some takes that GNR was just too hard. He was filtering too many people, making them quit.
Good.
Yeah. Maybe that's a mean take or whatever, but I think that's good. Listen, I think that's good. Am I being... is that gatekeepy? I don't think that's gatekeepy.
No, not at all. Not at all. The thing is that the act bosses are supposed to be a filter for your character. Can your character beat this guy? If he can, you can go into Act 2.
Or can you outskill?
Exactly. Or you can outskill.
Jamanra in 0.2, I was my character was not geared to fight Jamanra. 16 or 17 minute Jamanra fight. I beat him, but my character was not ready. Like that's what it should enable, but they went in a different direction. It felt amazing.
Exactly,
it was
right?
Exhilarating.
Now, not every fight should be 17 or 16 minutes, but after a boss, when you beat the boss, you should feel like, "Oh my gosh, I did it!"
That. I earned that.
Did it. Yeah. You know? And with Jamandra, honestly, right now with Jamandra, I find him still pretty difficult. I have tough times with him, so whenever I beat him, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I did it." But with Gianor, I think he can use a couple buffs. Act 1 gives you a lot of tools to kill him.
Yeah.
They do.
I agree. All right. Go to the next one.
Okay. This is gonna be, I think, I'm not gonna say new weapons, because every weapons come with classes, okay? I'm not gonna say that, okay? I am going to say that spell... what's the thing? Like, what's the fire?
Infusions?
The fire things. Infusions are gonna get reworked again.
Oh, infusion rework.
Infusion rework again.
Oh boy. I mean, no complaints from me there, dude. I feel like it's such a weird system. I do.
Yeah. It forces you to play mixed elements, which I think should be a playstyle.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think the ability to play a pure cold person should be a playstyle, a pure fire person playstyle, and a pure lightning person be a playstyle. And to get the most out of your spells, or to even get your spells super effective, I feel like you kind of have to mix your damage types a little bit. And
Right.
for me, that's kind of weird, right? Like, I'm playing Comet right now, and I'm gonna be honest, most of the damage I'm doing with Comet isn't cold, it's fire. Because I've spec'd into fire. And that's really cool, honestly. But I feel like maybe spells should have the ability to consume the same type of infusion as they are. So like Comet can consume a cold infusion to be stronger Comet, and that would be cool. I think that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Also, more ways to generate them would be great, because the generation for some of these things is kind of annoying. Right. I think Frostbomb's annoying. It's great early game, sure, but as you get to end game, does it scale? Right. Firebomb does. Does Frostbomb? Not really, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I didn't figure out a way to scale. Maybe it's a skill diff.
I mean, you went in a totally different direction, but I agree with it. I was just thinking about how, you have to wait on them, go and gather them, and there's so many nodes on the tree to make them feel good. Like you need a minimum number of investment in that, and it's kind of odd the way that currently works. So I agree with you. I'd love
increase
to
percent pickup range.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
It is blah.
Okay.
No, it wouldn't be blah.
I hate that.
New skills, old weapons. I think that would be sick in many regards. I'm talking about finally give Quarterstaff an actual chaos skill that the monk can use, like Ice Strike and Tempest Flurry. Go back and add, I think it's called Blazing or Spinning Inferno or something for the mace, which is kind of like a spin to win with the mace for the warrior. That's a fire. Like, there's a whole bunch of skills that I believe are supposed to be in the game or planned to be in the game that currently aren't there for older weapons. I'd love for them to go and fill some out, because that's also something that we could look forward to in 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 2.3, whatever. All these old skills not being forgotten about and continually fleshed out. I think 0.5 would be a great time to go ahead and do that. Reinvigorate some of them.
Okay. That's awesome. I would love that.
Okay.
Because like as a builder, there are some skills I want to make work because they're so cool.
Oh, yeah.
But they just don't fit in the weapons kit at all, which is super weird. I think you know what? And by the way, once again, you can always build a single skill, I believe, if you put enough effort and divs into it. I just couldn't figure out a cool way to make it work, in my opinion. I think a good example of this would be Spear of Solaris from the Spear. It is a fire-based skill. It's like one of the only fire-based skills, except for Explosion Spear, right? Mm-hmm. And it can build off of glory, off like stats effects, right? And you don't have access to much stats effects in the Spear kit, right? You have more access. Honestly, Spear. The only way I can figure out how to build Spear of Solaris is by doing a Witch Hunter build with Spear and then having a different weapon to get the glory. Like, honestly, that's like the best way I can think of, right? Yeah. And it's probably a way better way to do it, but that's just like as like a ad hoc, let's go, well, how can we do this? That's the first spit reaction I have, right? So yeah, I think I would love that. Give us the capability to do this, right? I would love to have more skills to build it out, right? I agree 100%. Please give me this.
Yeah, GGG, please. I think everybody would love that. Every single player. All right. What's next?
Okay.
We got 8 to go. No, we got 10 to go. My bad.
We got 10 to go. Okay. I'm surprised we haven't said this yet. Are the reworks of the old League mechanics a given here? Right?
Not a given. No.
Not a given.
I don't think they're given. I think they will happen, but they're not confirmed.
Okay.
I'm very careful with the language I use.
Okay. I will then say something else. I think the omen of homogenization will re-enter the game as a different item.
Exaltation.
Yes.
Implemented. Okay, so maybe a new league mechanic or something else. Yeah. Okay.
Something that allows you to add new attributes onto your weapons via tags. It was busted in 0.3. It got removed. I think that same thing is going to, that same mechanic will be re-added in a different way. Whether it's like this new league mechanic coming in 0.5 or another Omen, but now it's purple, so it's super hard to get, so you just can't spam them, right?
Right.
So like I think that this will re-enter the game in some form.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people are really asking for that. Even if it's, like you said, nerfed in a way, I think it'll reappear. Uh,
Oh yeah.
because I know it was very powerful, so it probably won't be there in the same manner, but I do think it'll come back.
Oh,
Okay.
100%.
You know what? I said I wasn't going to take any suggestions here. This
Oh
one's too
no.
good, and I
Oh,
do
okay.
agree with it, dude, because everybody's been asking
Okay.
for it forever. Mouse controller hot swap. So right now, if you play on a controller on your PC, you can't just pick up your controller, use it, use your mouse and keyboard for inventory management. It automatically swaps. This happens in other games like Diablo 4. GGG have promised
Oh.
this since before 0.1 released. It's still not implemented. They've said, oh, it's coming in 0.2,
Yeah.
0.3. I think for
Mm-hmm.
0.4, they said, we're working on it. They didn't promise it for 0.4.
Yeah.
Maybe they finally figured it out for 0.5, and people will finally get what they want. And I might try out controller because apparently it's pretty nice.
Yeah. We know a couple people who play on controller only, and I think they've had a good time with it,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. The only pain
So
point is
it's
the inventory.
yeah, inventory, and then also anything to do with typing in words.
Oh, yeah, that
Right.
sucks.
Anything that right there. That's why I play mouse and keyboard, fellas.
Yep.
Is to go ahead and
Yep.
actually type in the searches. Right. How am I supposed to like create those regexes? I can't copy and
Oh,
paste a controller.
I don't even use regexes still. Oh, you're gonna beat me in that speed run.
I hope so. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best. All right. That's that's my hope.
Yeah. All right. What's the next one?
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Um. I. You got me here. You
Oh.
got me here.
Oh.
I think
Uh-oh.
that okay, the other league mechanics that are not as heavily involved in crafting will get crafting buffs.
Mm.
So I'm talking about like expedition, delirium will have more to do with crafting. I know
Mm.
delirium has the infusions of the amulets, and has a couple cool drops. But I feel like there's going to be more crafting added to both of these league mechanics.
Okay.
Ritual right there is like the crafting league mechanic.
Right.
Its drops are heavily sought after for crafting, and these drops will increase into divs the longer we go into a league
Right.
because less players are farming it, but more players are consuming it. So that price will just increase naturally. Okay,
Right.
so I think that Breach already has a quality with Reigns, right? Has the Breach Reigns, so sure that's fine, I guess, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Expedition and Delirium need more drops that are consumed throughout the league, and I feel like crafting would be the outlet for this.
Okay. So expanded like crafting currency or something special for each of them. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Every league mechanic has something to do with crafting. Abyss added desecration. Temple added double corruption, right? Now, are these league mechanics going to be reworked to add more crafting systems?
Got it. Okay. All right. I think that's fair. I think that's definitely fair.
Okay, all right, all right. Good. You're
Okay.
not shooting this down immediately.
No.
That's good to hear.
No. Yeah, I won't shoot that out immediately. That makes sense.
Okay,
You know what
okay. What's
else?
your next?
Act 3 rework.
Oh, wow.
Out.
Wow.
Oops, invalid characters. That's okay. I think Act 3 is a little bit invalid. Okay. I think Act 3
Ooh.
is
Mm-hmm.
the most complained about act, next to
Mm-hmm.
Act 2, but I think those people can. I think those. I won't say what I was going to say. I think Act 2 is fine. I think it's
Yeah,
totally fine.
yeah,
I think Act 3 is one of the more frustrating acts in the game with its layouts,
yeah.
especially. And I think that Grinding Gear Games have hinted that this will be revamped, and I do believe this will be the patch where they've revamped it. A lot of the areas will be made cleaner. You'll be caught on less debris, or those trees or little rocks or whatever. The
Yeah.
layouts won't be so labyrinthine. I think we're going to see some pretty big reworks to Act 3. I think Act 2, Act 1, Act 4, and the interludes are good to go in that regard.
I feel like the main issue with Act 3 is that there's like no linear maps at all. And the maps that are linear have non-linear elements added to them to make them not linear.
Waterways!
Yeah, the waterways are super not like they're linear, but there's there's some backtracking.
Right.
There's the first like Vow Ruin Temple where you have to get the rune cores, so it's linear, but then you have to go ahead and find these like random green drops, and sometimes you gotta backtrack all the way through the map to go get it. That's the worst feeling, honestly. Yep. And then like every other like I think honestly the most linear map in the entire act is the Black Chambers.
Oh yeah, that one's so easy.
Because you just go straight back and you're fine. Yeah. It's in the very back. You're good. I always find it in the like sub 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It is crazy. So I honestly, please, come on, guys. I would love this. This is so needed.
Yeah.
So yeah. I agree with this. There's no complaints here.
All right.
No complaints.
Good. What else is needed?
Oh my gosh. We haven't said it yet, right? Act 5 dropping.
Oh, you're doing it. Wow, Act 5 is literally in the same row or column as 2 new classes, 4 new ascendant suits. Oh boy! All right, Act 5. All right, we talked about it earlier in the podcast, but Act 5, it's Oriath. You know, they want to test it before 1.0. I think is the line.
This is the last opportunity.
If this is 1.0 is in December after ExileCon.
If right, I'm willing to do it. Have another 1.0, another ExileCon next year. That's expensive.
Yeah, not 2 years in a row. No way, dude.
No.
I actually think you're right now.
Yeah,
I legit didn't until the past hour and a half. I did not think Act 5 was coming.
Act 5 is dropping.
My next video is going to be unhinged.
Which means new item bases.
That's true. New item
bases across the field, right? So there you go. That's exciting too. Give me new item bases, 100%. And also make item bases mad. I have my next prediction. Never mind. Stop. Keep going.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. My next thing has to do with the end game mostly, but it'll affect the entire game. Rare monster mod rebalancing. Okay, I think this is one of the biggest L's in PoE 2 right now. It's just the way the rare monster mods were basically inherited from Path of Exile 1, and I think they're uninteresting, and they just completely inhibit or make certain builds feel really bad, especially if you're playing a melee character. There are, especially Abyss monsters can get some really ridiculous mods like Shadewalker that add just tons of degens on the ground. And I understand that it's part of the beauty and the ugliness of Path of Exile that this is possible. But I just think there needs to be like a system in place where they're like, okay, this certain monster can't spawn with this rare monster modifier, or it can't spawn with the set of rare monster modifiers, like, you know, the teleporting, dropping goo, temporal bubble, all at the same time. Like, it just seems like and volatile plant, like, that's a crazy combo. And I guess it is beautiful, but it's also incredibly frustrating. And I'd love to see some sort of rework the way rare monsters fight you. And I don't want to get into the meaningful combat because I think I'm going to lose this battle in 0.5. But, you know, just something changed with rare monsters and the mods that spawn on them.
Why are the rare modifiers not more like how essences modify creatures rather than how they are in like Path of Exile 1, right? Because the essences, they add like whole more mechanics, right? There's like time zones. There's like the Geonor blow up area. Yeah, they get samey because there's only like 5 of them, right?
That's gimmicky.
I feel like it's better to have rare modifiers be more gimmicky than just like added cold damage, hasted, added fire damage, more damage, chaotic damage, volatile plants.
I think volatile plants, you got me on, but I think the simple monster mods, along with more interesting rare monster attacks, would be way better.
Oh, okay.
Like, imagine a drowning hag with multi-proj. So she's throwing out 4 drowning orbs at once.
Yeah.
Right? Like imagine that. Or like, instead of Shadewalker, the abyssal guys that are riding on top of the spider or the crab, whatever, they're hasted or something. Like the Shadewalker, it's like it just feels like total BS sometimes when you encounter. I don't know. I feel like
You
I'm
have a vendetta against
communicating it in like a poor
Shadewalker.
way. Well, Shadewalker is because it's crazy. It's like teleport, and there's the goo on the ground, and there's the degen aura, because it constantly spawns with the same set of mods, right? You can be like, okay, well, don't run Abyss. Oh, you know, I guess that is valid. I don't know. I just feel like I don't like the gimmick. I'm totally against you on the gimmick thing, honestly.
The hardest content in the game is Abyss.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And it's
it is.
some of the most rewarding. Right? You know, if we're taking out the temple currency.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Take away temple. Now it's the most rewarding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like, I understand. I understand the gimmicks might get old and get. I get that. Okay. I'll back off the gimmicks. I just thought the gimmicks be more meaningful combat-ish, so I thought you'd bite into that.
No, I don't want to go in front and in a lightning circle to dodge a big blast every couple seconds.
Why not just give them, like, make Arbiter's attacks part of the rare modifiers?
Let's get on. They
so
do
you have
that.
the hallways in the maps.
The wisps basically, well, they do that in a way.
Oh, I love that. Do it more.
All right, what's your next prediction?
All right, okay. Next prediction here. Next prediction. Every league mechanic every existing league mechanic. Sorry, let me rephrase. The 4 core league mechanics will get more bosses.
Okay.
New bosses.
0.1.
For all of them.
Mechanics, new bosses.
New bosses.
All right, so that's Breach, Ritual, Expedition, and Delirium, correct?
Yes. Give me new bosses, more drops, and more ways to farm the bosses. Abyss has like 4 bosses. Where is this in Ritual? Where is this in Delirium? Where is this in Breach, right? Breach can have cool bosses too. Imagine you're like doing a Breach and then you see like a massive hand, or like you see a unique Breach in your map that's like maybe like purple, but it's also got like more than one hand crawling out of it, and you hit it and then there's a boom boss, right?
Yeah.
So cool. Where is this?
Okay. I totally agree. I want more bosses. I love bosses. They're some of my favorite parts of the game. No pushback from me there. All right. Here's my next prediction. New end game system. I'm going to call it the Mega Dungeon. Okay?
Ooh,
we kind of discussed this in the beginning, but I think that fortress that's rising out of the ground in the first trailer is not hinting at a rework of the Infinite Atlas or a destruction of the Infinite Atlas. I think it's going to be a system layered on top of the Infinite Atlas, sort of like the Burning Monolith, something that we can find. But unlike how the Burning Monolith is just you enter it, you fight the Arbiter, this is going to be like a whole mini continent-sized fortress, and you can travel inside, and it's going to have nodes that you can go to. And you can maybe repeat said nodes or work your way through all the nodes to get to a boss at the end. And then once you kill the boss, maybe the fortress collapses or you get kicked out and you got to reset it again. I think it's going to exhibit finite Atlas-like effects on top of the Infinite Atlas. I don't think they trash that. I think they're adding a new layer of endgame on top, and it's going to be like a mega dungeon. Have unique rewards, unique nodes, unique bosses, so on and so forth. Okay.
Weird. What if they just remove Temple from the game, but this new fortress thing is now just Temple?
No, that would be the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Slap it on. Okay, all right, back off.
Worst take I've ever heard from you.
Dumbest thing over here, little idiot over here, cast uncommon over here, being a dummy dumb.
You know how everybody loved the Temple? Let's just make that the core endgame mechanic, guys.
Let's just make that the core endgame. Player numbers.
We've been working on this for 10 months. It's Val Temple 2.0.
It's Val Temple. It's always been Val Temple. It's always been the Val Temple.
It's not happening.
Oh, Val Temple is the end game.
Please no.
Guys, 0.4 was awesome. Let's just repeat it, all right?
No.
All right. Okay, good sir. That's an awesome prediction. We've only made one prediction on the new league mechanic.
True. Out of map.
Out of map, out of map. Oh, excuse me. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and steal a prediction that I heard from talking with my coworkers. If
Oh,
that's okay. I think this new league mechanic will have us not exist in one map, but have to chain maps together. So you have
mm,
to like do this map, and then after doing this map, you gotta do this map here. For like the manor, you have to do that with the wisp. You gotta do like the wisp maps in order.
right.
I think for this new league mechanic, you might need to chain maps in order to actually complete it. And it's not like Val Temple where you can do any map. It's like you're chasing something.
Like bestiary, you're chasing a beast that's
Pretty
going
much,
from map to map or
exactly
something.
that, exactly that. Because also, like these two teasers, they may not be the league mechanic.
I don't think they are.
Yeah, so I think the beast will be a. And by the way, if you're chasing from one map to another, is that not an out of map experience?
No, it's definitely not.
No,
So you've done two
it's
of the
out of
opposite
it's out of
and
map. It's out of
the same column.
hey, I'm the vertical, so I'm okay with this.
Oh my.
So with this, right, with the out of map, I mean, it's out of map. It's in maps, but out of map. It's plural. You see, there you go.
I think your definitions are all
I
messed
have
up.
I have protected myself
Okay,
by
yeah.
making a
Saboteur.
true. This has to be true, but this also has to be true. Both
Okay.
ones are true. Both are false.
Absolute sabotage
Yeah,
with that one right there.
Awesome.
I think
Perfect.
it is pretty possible. I think we're gonna get a new trailer tomorrow. I think they're gonna do
Ooh.
trailer 2 days, every 2 days essentially up until
Okay.
release. Or sorry, not
Okay.
release, until the reveal.
What
Because
if it's
Kelly was like,
first?
we have some really exciting stuff planned leading up to May 7th, and they've already dropped, 2 trailers. One was this massive cinematic, and the next one was an in-game little cutscene. So
Okay.
I think we're gonna
Okay.
get a lot.
Okay.
All right, wow. Closing us out here with the
Last
last
one. What
thing.
does it try?
What is my last prediction? Oh man, we got Act 5. We got 2 new classes, 4 new ascendancies. Man, what could it be?
Close it out with a banner. Come on.
This is a hard one, dude. This is a hard one.
What's on the diagonal? Wait, hold on. What's on the
On the
diagonal here?
diagonal,
Yeah,
new
we got.
pinnacle, Atlas skill
Okay.
tree
Okay.
deleted, mouse control crossbow. That's a dead diagonal right there. Rare monster, Act 3, out of left, Grand Project. Towers equal Grand Project.
That's also a dead diagonal.
Man,
Okay.
so let's. What do I want here? What do I think
What do
is
you want?
coming?
What do you want? A new div sync.
Oh, actually, dude?
No. No.
No.
Item rarity. No item rarity prediction on this
Oh yeah.
entire
Oh yeah.
on this
Prediction.
entire
Item
thing.
rarity. Yep, you're right.
No.
Finally, I'm gonna put it in parentheses. Addressed.
Addressed.
Okay.
Finally
Okay.
addressed.
Jonathan did say, like, we want to do something to it. We want to remove it from the mod pool, but we don't know what to replace it with. But it sounds like they've made the decision that they're going to nuke it. But I don't know if that's set in stone, dude. I know you're a big fan of item rarity and negative rarity strategies, so I don't know. Maybe GGG reverse course in the last 6 months. It's been a while. Jonathan's last interview was December 7th. It was my interview, or 9th or whatever. So he hasn't had any interviews since.
He's like, after that one, I'm done. I'm done.
We'll hear from him on May 7th at least, so that's good.
Okay. So you can, you know what, delete item rarity from the attribute pool for like exalting and transmutations and augs. Don't get rid of Venter's Gamble. Venter's Gamble, come on, keep Venter's Gamble where it is. Give me Venter's Gamble. Do not get rid of Venter's Gamble. I love the Gambler.
I know.
Come on.
I know you're a huge fan. That's the only source of item rarity. Venter's Gamble. It becomes a T0 chase unique with all the crazy stat rolls on it as well. So
you know what's crazy? Venter's Gamble is actually a very common unique. Yep. It is a very common unique
because of the wide rolls.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the wide rolls. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. You know,
and it can roll with like no mods on it. Some will be losing mods. You know, so
yeah.
It is a fascinating item.
Here, you could have 5% item rarity, but in exchange, minus 40% fire resistance, minus 30% cold resistance, minus 35% lightning resistance.
Yeah,
There you
nobody's
go.
touching that.
Yeah.
Nobody's touching
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull up the full bingo board
All
one more
right.
time,
Okay.
everybody. There's the bingo board. Remember, leave in the comments below what you'd like us to do if we do end up getting bingos, horizontal, vertical, diagonal. We will abide by the terms of the most upvoted thing as long as it's related to Path of Exile 2. Nothing outside of Path of Exile 2. Cast on comment. Any closing words on predictions for 0.5?
Comet is gonna get the triple tap buff. It's gonna go ahead
Okay.
when you cast
Now you're
Comet
joking.
once. It's going to buff the damage of other comets in the area, and then also it's gonna have a cold infusion. It's gonna have a lightning infusion, and then when you add a cold infusion, it's just gonna basically double the crit chance and also the repeat chance and also the damage
He's
rolls.
gone
And
fully
then
off the
lightning
rails.
infusion, it's gonna go ahead and actually just make this electrocute people as well, so you can freeze people, electrocute people, and then burn people at the same time. It's got the triple tap buff to Comet. And then cast on crit isn't strong enough. So let's go ahead and actually buff it a little bit more as well. Also, cast on ailment's a little weak. Let's go ahead and buff that
How about
as
the Blood
well.
Mage? How about Blood Mage?
Ooh, Blood Mage 100%. That needs to be buffed way up there. Listen, the numbers are pretty sad, but Blood Mage is only the most popular ascendancy. It needs to be the only ascendancy in Endgame, okay? Everyone Blood Mage, alright?
Well, okay. Everyone,
yeah.
if you want to hear more totally sane takes, like what you just heard the past 42 seconds, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel and Cast on Comments channel, which still has 0 YouTube videos, or check our podcast over on Spotify, Apple Pods, wherever you host podcasts. I think that's it. I think we got all our predictions in, and that little rant at the end too. Any closing thoughts besides rants?
Okay, no more comment talk. Okay, cool. You know what? One more prediction.
Okay.
Buffing the Spectre of the Triceratops from Trials of Chaos. Make it usable.
Perfect. That's
there
where
you
we'll end it.